Zuckerberg several times. I'd never really dove into it, Tony. I didn't realize how easily you can get kicked and have suspensions, and I am breaking a lot of policies of Facebook's with just my normal account that's been around for 10 years.
Yeah. And that's why I made my backup, because I was tired of every time I'd get a ban, it would just get longer and longer. It's like, well, I need a backup now so I can screw around on Facebook when I inevitably get banned. And then I'm like, well, screw it. I got a clean slate with the burner account, so I'll just use that to post the offensive stuff, and I'll try to keep my main one clean. And that's worked out pretty well for the most part here until like a few months ago, when all of a sudden, if I'd post something offensive that would get taken down, I'd get like 3 days to a week to a month where I couldn't do certain things like, comment, join groups, etc. Sometimes use Messenger, sometimes or not. They'd hit my burner account, and then the ban would trickle down to my main account. Like, I wouldn't get a notification on my main account, but I would be restricted without it. It'd just say, oops, something went wrong. Oops, something went wrong. But that's it. Like, it never said, hey, sorry, we screwed up, or hey, sorry, we know you have a burner. Nothing. It just said, oh, something went wrong. And it would last exactly as long as the burner account. So I've tried to actually make a third burner account a few times now, and it's lasted about an hour, 5 hours, and then one lasted 3 days. So that's as far as I've gotten with it. So it's getting harder and harder. Like, they're cracking down. Actually, I've been talking to some people in one of the groups that I get flagged a lot for, because we post really offensive memes in it. Obviously, that's the main thing that gets flagged. But some of the people in there were a part of some groups a few years ago that were so big, so massive, when these restrictions started getting handed down, that they make it so hard. Like, one person I talked to said she's had 26 accounts. That's how much
Jesus.
they are cracking down on it. Yeah, it got to the point where people were actually
What the
selling.
fuck is she saying to have to go through 26 accounts? I want to know this chick.
Yeah, some of it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Some of it's pretty damn is dark. So yeah, she said that in this old group they were actually selling emails and burner accounts to other people just because they were so desperate to get back on. Like, you'd have to actually go get a burner phone just so you had a phone number to get into Facebook, because just making a burner email to make a burner Facebook does not work anymore. You actually have to have a verified telephone number to go along with it. And that's where we're at now. Like, it's getting bad. Like, that
I remember
group,
when
that
it was
person,
like the Sopranos and the Mafia that had to go through burner phones. Now it's just
yeah,
Facebook trolls.
no, yeah, now it's just meme lords. Meme lords have to get burner phones to get back on Facebook. Yeah, and that main group, like, this was like an offshoot that I'm in. That basically we've resorted to just a massive messenger group where we share the stuff now, because you can still get away with posting the offensive stuff, uncut, unedited in there without getting flagged. But I'm pretty sure they're watching that too.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. I was reading an article today where this gentleman, and I guess the sexuality, it kind of matters in the story. He is homosexual, but he accidentally sent, and he was trying to, like, he was like, I am honestly accidentally sent this picture. I meant to send another one through Messenger to a friend of mine. He's like, my friend wasn't offended. I literally accidentally hit the wrong picture and hit send, and then went, oh shit, and couldn't undo it in time. And he got permanently banned. He's completely off the platform, completely removed for sending what I assume is a dick pic. I don't know if that's what it was, but
I would assume.
But permanently gone. So, and he's like, man, he's like, I've had this page for 15 years and it's got all my friends and family. He's like, I never do anything wrong on Facebook. That was the first time I ever did anything, and they permanently banned me like that.
Seriously, that's insane.
Now that, granted, that was probably about 3-4 years ago. That's how old that article was. So I don't know what kind of updates there are, but I'm seeing tons of other stuff on there. you know, between YouTube, Facebook, Twitter's kind of weird. Some of the shit they go after, some of the shit they don't.
Twitter,
but
yeah, because there's pornography on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So the stuff they go after is like,
well, even
PC cancel
Instagram.
culture.
Even Instagram, you can do free the nipple on there, but you can't show it on Facebook. It's the same fucking company.
Oh no, Instagram's bad. Like, if it was me, if I like showed half my ass crack on Instagram, I'm getting flagged like that. Just
yeah, but
as quick as I would on Facebook.
They don't cut you. They just remove your photo and just give you an alert saying they removed it, but they don't kick you off of there.
But they warn you, like, if you keep doing it, we're gonna slap you around a bit. So they do it. But yeah, like I said, like I could post half my ass and get flagged. Where, yeah, if you do it just right, you can show your whole tit. Like, I don't know. It's so stupid. Like, Instagram's
you
weird.
Just gotta avoid the areola. You can't show the areola.
Oh bullshit! I literally, I'm. If I go to search right now on Instagram, it'll go, oh, recommended stuff that your friends like, and like if I pop up something, oh, this person likes this person follows that,
and it's
like it's a see-through bra. You can see all the nipple. It's stupid. Yeah. But yeah, if I post half my ass, I'm going bye-bye.
Yeah, it's crazy, and especially how much Facebook and
I want to post my ass on Instagram, chicken.
Well, it's like they're trying to merge. They're trying to merge those two in WhatsApp is kind of what the talk's been.
Like, nobody needs a phone or a phone number.
I think the only time you text me anymore is when you are banned on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, exactly. That's the only time I ever have to text you. I use it to text Phil because Phil doesn't have a Facebook. I use text messaging for, we have like on her side, a big family group text. My mom, I use it because she obviously doesn't have a Facebook, but that's about it. And it's not like she responds to my texts anyway. She ends up calling. Yeah, I don't use text messaging a lot.
It's really weird. I'm surprised that we all still pay. You know, I hear everybody talk about, you know, my phone bill's $200, $300 with all these lines. I'm like, why? What is the need? You could live without a phone number now. Like, you really could. You can.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably do.
Like, even you know, sorry, I'm not trying to throw iPhone at your face, but all you have to do is have an iTunes account, and you can still FaceTime people. You can still video message. You can still iMessage. Like, you don't need a phone number for that. You can do it through just an email account.
You don't even need Apple for that.
You just need an internet.
You don't even need Apple.
Yeah,
you can do that on Snapchat.
Exactly. Yeah, you can anything. If you get an internet connection, you don't need a phone number.
No, you don't. Wi-Fi has completely replaced phone numbers for calling, obviously face calling, text messaging. It's an irrelevant, outdated technology that we all still have just because it comes with the device that we bought for way too much money.
Yeah, we're still sucking off that teat. Speaking of teat.
Well, speaking of teat, that is not actually a teat. That is a elbow. It just looks like a boobie.
Yep. Michelle Bachmann taking out a 12-inch corn dog.
Oh, she is going to town on that bad boy.
Yes. Oh my God.
Wow, that's still a great picture.
That is a great picture.
Look how just euphoric her face looks.
I know. She's like
starts to deep throat that thing.
Yep. We've all seen it. You know what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
It's on every one of them. But anyway, this is a photo of Michelle. If you don't remember, Michelle Bachmann was a presidential candidate, in 2008?
Something like that, yeah. That sounds right.
Long forgotten, but she was eating a corn dog and apparently was trying to deep throat it. So got a nice picture of it. My current. This is going to be
since they removed your old cover photo, you are replacing it with the Michelle Bachmann corn dog picture.
All right, what did I save it as? There it is. Booyah!
I was hoping you were going to use the one that was called saved as butt.
Perfect.
Boom.
Big changes.
Let's see how long
Zuckerberg.
How long will Michelle Bachman down in a corn dog last as your cover photo? That is the game we're playing. All right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fantastic. This is good
I
times.
fucking love it.
You seen it here first, folks. Well, some of you probably seen a notification. I just changed my cover photo and going, what the fuck did he do that for?
Maybe I should go screenshot it just to save
Before
the
it's gone
document.
again.
Yeah.
What was it, on Christmas Eve? This gets passed? Like, was that when it was?
Merry Christmas.
Okay, how many shady fucking things has our government done on Christmas Eve? The Patriot Act, when everybody went home to see their family. Now, changing the age of tobacco, whatever. It is what it is on tobacco. It's still shitty. Like, let people vote on the damn thing. Don't wait for everybody to go home and do this Christmas Eve bullshit. Another one that snuck in even under this was the what was it? The Cannabis Reform Act. They fucking squashed it on Christmas Eve. Like, all the support that the country's had for cannabis legalization, and they were talking about doing reform to where maybe we would lift the controlled substance ban of, maybe this isn't, a Schedule I drug anymore. So yeah, they threw it in there and fucking just voted on it when nobody's around.
Yeah.
It's shady.
Yeah, it is. I guess the whole tobacco thing for me, obviously, we're not affected. We're well past that point in our lives, and it doesn't really matter to us anymore. But for me, it's a double-edged sword because, I'm kind of on board with this whole. No, I agree. How they did it was fucking stupid and awful. But now that it's done, like, I'm all for the whole let's not encourage teens to smoke or chew. I'd love to get to that point where it wasn't a thing anymore. Like, who does that hurt? Like, nobody. Like, it's bad for your health. We all know that. But at the same time, it's that age-old argument of you can go to war and die, but you can't come home and have a drink. Well, now you can't even have a fucking smoke.
Yeah,
fuck?
I seen one of those memes on Facebook today. It had a wounded soldier laying in a Black Hawk, and somebody, he's like, what did he just say? Oh, he said he just wanted one last smoke, since it helps him deal with the pain. You're like, oh no, he's under 21, yo. Like, he can't have them. Jesus fucking Christ. It's gonna get politicized and weaponized real fast.
Well, yeah, and like, I remember back in high school, like, when somebody would get popped for MIPT, minor possession of tobacco, we would laugh at them because it was so fucking hard.
It's hard to get
popped for
like
tobacco.
That.
Yeah, like, I remember one time, was it fucking Crutcher got MIPT for half a pack of smokes because he was having a cigarette on Scurf Curve during the middle of, like, Fairmont days. And the cop was just walking by and saw him. Yeah, like really? Nobody gets MIPT. Nobody. I think I can think of 2 people I remember getting MIPT.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, because it was so easy in high school to get tobacco because you just go ask a senior to buy you a fucking can of chew or a pack of cigarettes. It was easy. Now, I can't imagine the lengths that they're going to have to. Like, hey, I need a 30-pack of Natty Light, and I need 2 packs of Marlboro Lights, a pack of Cools, a pack of Ultralight Menthols, a pack of Camel Lights. Whoa, hang on. We would get extravagant with the beer orders. Like, okay, I need some Mike's Hard Lemonade, Busch Light, bottle of Windsor. Now kids are going to be getting extravagant with the tobacco orders. Like, okay, 3 cans of chew, 2 mint, 1 wintergreen, a roll of straight, 1 Copenhagen.
Yeah, what this turns into, though, and like, it sounds silly. Anybody who's listening to this is probably going to be like, oh yeah, right, chicken, shut the fuck up. But I'm not exaggerating. This always turns to...
Oh, yeah, right, chicken. Shut the fuck up.
Thanks. Okay, get it out of the way. This always turns into a black market thing. And it always does. I'm not even fucking kidding. I remember when we were kids, cigarette prices like skyrocketed. Like they put all the big taxes on there, and cigarettes went from like $1.25 a pack to like all of a sudden $4 or $5, and people were losing their fucking mind.
Yeah, when we were in high school, like a can of chew went from like $2.50 to like $5. Like the price doubled like that, like out of nowhere.
Yeah. So what happened, and I won't state any names of those involved, but in Fairmont, there was an individual that would go to the reservation, load up with a whole bunch of Marlboro Reds super cheap, and bring them back and sell them at the old price. And
yeah.
And it wasn't a big deal to them. They were still making money off of it, and we were getting cheap cigarettes. And that's what us as juvenile children were doing. We created a black market in a town of 700 people for cigarettes. What the fuck makes you think this doesn't get bigger and gets worse across the country with bigger populations and bigger things? When you do this with marijuana, when you do this with any type of goddamn controlled substance, every time you ban something, it creates a black market for it.
Well,
people find a way.
Yeah, they do, and they will. It's not going to stop people. People who want to do something are going to find a way to do it. But can you imagine how little it would matter what the age to buy tobacco would be if we just legalized weed?
Oh, I know,
Nobody would be buying cigarettes anymore.
I would. Yeah.
What the fuck? Why do you need a cigarette? Well, it calms my nerves. Yeah, well, I know something else it does.
Yeah, a cigarette will calm your nerves for about 15 fucking minutes, and that's about it. You know, marijuana, you fucking calm you down, depending if you smoke it or if you eat it, could do 2 to 4 hours. Like,
yeah, and
honestly,
and it's not. Yeah, it's still legal. Like tobacco's still legal. Obviously, the age range has changed, and it's still
and
legal.
It's worse for you.
Well, it's only harmful. There's no benefits. Like the only benefit is, like I thought it helped with like constipation. That's the only thing I can think of. That's it.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I got my shit going. No.
That's it. That's it. There's no benefits to cigarettes or chew. It's only harmful, yet the medical benefits of marijuana are countless, and it's illegal because of a outdated, smear campaign, because it was a better alternative.
Thanks, William Randolph Hearst. You cocksucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, I just said it again.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Snuck it in there.
That's what we need. Anytime you drop the CS, you need to hit that button. Bazinga.
Oh, I need to create a bazinga button then.
Woman's dress. Like, oh my god, if that had a bonnet.
Yeah, either way, it's pretty close. And then Buddha is like, look what I can do.
And then, of course, my sweet sunglasses had to make an appearance.
Now, that's 2 episodes in a row now, Buddha. Gotcha.
As I say, I hope he's listening. If not, I'll have to tell him to.
Yeah. Yeah, make him do it. Damn it. That's how this works, don't you know? Just shove our thoughts and shitty ideas down everybody's throats.
Well, yeah, that's the general idea of a podcast. You don't hope people stumble across it organically. You push it on your friends and family until they unfriend you on social media so they don't have to see it anymore.
That sounds like a great idea. Man, I should have tried that strategy from the get-go. I could have got rid of a couple of brothers. Now.
Well, yeah, what the fuck? What are you waiting for, man?
New strategy coming in.
No, yours are just me like, why didn't you invite me on the podcast? You had one.
Yeah. Wow. I did invite a couple others, but no. Okay, so yeah, that wraps that up. How about bull picks? This is a real meme. Oh my god.
God, no.
Oh my god. I wonder.
Does it have to be?
Trump is a fucking lunatic, and at times I love it, and times it scares the shit out of me. Okay, here you go. No matter what your thoughts are on the border, this is one that I was reading today. So, it's genius, and I don't know, if you don't like the premise of it, which is border control, then sorry, but this is like fucking 8D chess that Trump's playing right now. So he is taking people that are seeking asylum from Mexico and flying them to fucking Honduras and says they'll take you. Like, that's our new policy. Like, what the fuck?
What? Wait, what? Say that again.
So if you're a Mexican national and you try to cross into the U.S. for asylum, we say, oh, you're in danger in Mexico? Well, you can go to Honduras and you'll be fine. So we'll fly you there. And then just fucking sending families to fucking Honduras for asylum instead of making them wait here for 360 days.
Like, what the fuck?
I know, right? But like,
what?
It's kind of a dick move and it's kind of genius all at the same time. And it's like, okay, like, this is who you're dealing with, people. Like, there's always a way.
I mean, oh.
Am I wrong? Like,
we're so fucked.
Oh, so here you go.
In general.
So there's Trump's meme on the left. Sanctions are coming. On the right is Soleimani.
Hang on, it's not. Oh, here it comes.
Oops.
Turn off your no thanks. Yep, thank you.
So on the left,
sanctions are coming.
Trump did the sanctions are coming. That's Soleimani on the right. I will stand against you. And it's the whole Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah.
So this was back in November 3rd of 2018. They were.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I don't know if Soleimani actually tweeted it. From one of the articles I read, he did, but that was something that ended up on Twitter. On Trump's original tweet with that.
Yeah, you know what? This might have some legs if, we haven't been teasing the idea of invading Iran for 20 years. Longer.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so apparently we're getting into the Iran talk.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So the whole Iran thing. So this goes back to the 70s, of course, when they captured the 52 Americans and held them for a year or something like that. They took our embassy. It was some shady shit going on back then. But ever since then, they've been screaming death to America. We've heard everything on the left side and on the right side on the news over the last 2 days, especially for those that are living under a rock. We killed their general, Qassam al-Assami, whatever his name was. Everybody agrees he was a pretty bad dude, but he was really revered, supposedly. And then if you look at, some people, they're, when you look at the thousands of people in the streets in Iran, a lot of people are saying that if they don't go out in the streets of Iran, the government will kill them. So, of course, they're out there in the streets of Iran joining the protests because that's the type of regime that's running the country. I don't know. I don't know fucking shit about geopolitics. All I knew is supposedly this guy killed Americans, and that's where Trump kind of drew the line. Now, prior to that, since Trump came into office, and I saw this fucking Don Lemon. I seen his dumbass on CNN, because I jump back and forth. I watch them all because I like to judge them all the same and hate them all equally when I can. So Don Lemon's like pulling up tweets from 2012 when Trump.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Don Lemon pulled up these tweets and was calling out Trump for getting on Obama's ass about this. Okay, whatever. That's 2012, 2013. Here's where Donald Trump's been since he's been in the office. They attacked oil fields in Saudi Arabia. No Americans died. He does nothing about it. They allegedly were bombing. Remember in the Gulf over there? I can't remember what the Gulf Peninsula or whatever. They were bombing those ships. Where they send all the oil tankers through. There was a bunch of ships being bombed over there, and most of that got blamed on Iran. No Americans died. We did nothing. They shot down one of our fucking drones, and everybody got pissed. All the Democrats got pissed at Trump because he didn't do anything about it. And he goes, no Americans died. I'm not going to do anything about it. Well, before all this shit happened a couple of weeks ago, they killed an American on one of their attacks. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it wasn't a soldier. It was a contractor got killed. So Trump got pissed and they bombed a few places, killed a few of them. And so then they attacked the embassy. That's our property. So Trump supposedly found out that not only were they trying to take the embassy, but this Soleimani guy had, and supposedly the Congress is going to be told all about what is really going on here in the next day or two and why it was an imminent attack and they had to take him out. But supposedly this dude was gonna do something big quickly, and that's why he was in Iraq. So they took the dude out. So I think he's shown a lot of restraint, and he's only done anything when an American has been killed or injured, or our property has been, like physical property, like the embassy has been attacked. He didn't do anything over the drone. And then tonight, we all think World War III did start when Iran fires 15 ballistic missiles at 2 of our air bases in Iraq. But we have no casualties, no injuries, no deaths. So it doesn't look like we're going to fucking do anything about it. So, hey, showing restraint. So to be fair with it, like, bring up all the tweets you want. I don't give a shit. I've said stupid shit 10 years ago. Like, that's just dumb. That's just arguing to argue it. I don't even know how you're arguing at that point when you're bringing up a tweet from 2012 about somebody who's not in fucking office anymore.
Did they think he only said outlandish shit on Twitter after he took office, or nah?
No, they're just trying to do everything. Orange Man's bad. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, Orange Man bad, and we can't have 4 more years yet.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I'm still like, I want to know more information about this whole thing. I'm not sure I'm a fan that he fucking killed the Soleimani guy. I don't know enough about the whole goddamn situation, and you'll have the people point their finger.
Nobody who thinks they do actually know enough about it to actually judge it, but they're gonna judge it. So let them be fucking asshats about it.
Yeah, and
we're not fucking politicians. I don't care who thinks they know everything about fucking politics. We are not. But if you're on a message board arguing against or for a war decision, shut the fuck up. You're a goddamn nobody on a message board. You don't know shit. You're a goddamn nobody on Facebook. You don't know shit. Just let the fucking politicians do what we pay them way too fucking much money to do.
And for that person that's sitting there screaming at Tony right now on their phone or on their TV or whatever you're listening in on, calm the fuck down. Because your finger waving and
snowflake.
Well, your finger waving and pointing at either Tony or myself and telling us why we should hate this guy or why we shouldn't hate this guy. I don't know. Maybe he should be dead. Maybe he shouldn't be dead. I don't fucking know. That's all we're fucking saying is we have no business. We can have an opinion on it, and I prefer to be educated on that opinion with my own thoughts, not yours. So give us the opportunity for that. So I don't know why we just assume somebody's yelling at us right now.
We're coming up in an election year, and he's just now doing this. Like, of course, so now that that's happening, everybody's like, well, this is to distract us from the impeachment that was going so well. And this is to get him re-election because the impeachment was going to detract him from getting re-elected. So he's going to war. So all the rednecks that don't want us to take their guns will vote more for him because he went to war and killed them because they're all racist.
Yeah, and then you have the dumb shits of the world, Rose McGowan, and her fucking tweet. I sent you that, didn't I?
Fucking believe when you sent me that. I seriously just I can't live on this planet anymore.
So those that didn't see it, so her tweet was literally, and it's funny. She talks about disrespecting their country, but I'm pretty sure the flag she sent was like an emoji flag. Anyway. Dear Iran, the USA has disrespected your country, your flag, your people. 52% of us humbly apologize. Oh, here comes the virtue signaling. Woohoo! We want peace with your nation. We are being held hostage by a terrorist regime. We don't know how to escape. Please don't kill us. Pound Soleimani. Please don't kill us. Like, okay.
Well, thankfully, she had the balls to step up and beg for mercy on our behalf, you stupid twat.
Oh, my. The virtue signaling is
you
crazy.
Can cut that if you need.
No, she deserves that. If you really want me to, I can, but oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to listen to it and get fucking offended. Mostly just because they don't like the T word, but
yeah,
what an idiot. Are you fucking kidding me? Just, God, these when
you
like,
post something like this on Twitter, you deserve to be called yeah.
I think something you wanted to talk about kind of leads into this, and that was, of course, the Golden Globe speech.
Oh my God.
Gervais saying what needed to be fucking said.
Fucking made my week. And I know everybody, I'm not going to.
He kills every time he does it, but this was amazing.
So I want to dive into some of the shit he said behind the scenes that people aren't probably paying attention to. Because, yeah, he had the normal funny jokes, but it was some of the quieter stuff that a lot of people really didn't pay attention to. They hung on a few taglines and just soaked those up, which is fine, whatever. Let me scroll through here. So for those just listening in once again, we're digging into Ricky Gervais, who was host of the Golden Globes. You probably have heard a little bit about it.
That was a good line. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. Yeah. That was great.
I did like when they shifted over to the dude from Apple, and he says, you say you're woke, but companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? And yeah. It's when he pops up the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Did you hear what? Did you hear the crowd?
They were surprised.
They were less than amused.
Yeah,
you heard groans. Like,
well, he said, "Hey, he's your friend. You had to all fly yourself
right
here." Yeah,
but that part, because of the Lolita Express, right? And
yeah,
that's where he was like, "Not everybody flew on his plane, right? Some of you guys flew yourselves, right?" And like nobody focused on that, but yeah. A lot of those guys flew their own fucking jets there. They didn't have to jump on the Lolita Express.
Yeah.
So he pretty much said...
He said something that was taken as a joke, but no. There was at least one motherfucker in that audience.
Oh, there's a few.
You know that's true.
Oh, there's a few.
Exactly.
And he pretty much said, hey, you dirty fucking perverts. You know who you are. You're friends with this fucking asshole. Don't fucking tell me you're not. And the whole time, he said it over and over. Every time they didn't like a joke, he goes, shut up. He's like, fuck you. The whole time, he's just like, fuck you. I knew you weren't going to like that joke. It's because it's about you, you fucking idiots. What was one of the first ones? Who puts on
this was towards the end, but this was my favorite. If you win, come up, accept your little award tonight. Come up, accept it, thank your agent and your God, and fuck off. No one cares about your views on politics or culture. That's fucking fantastic.
Yep. And he said, none of you know what the fuck you're talking about. That's great.
And they showed like Tom Hanks in the crowd reacting to it. He's just like,
No,
that's great because it's true. Nobody should be taking their fucking political or cultural advice from these assholes making billions of dollars from TV shows and movies who are getting paid just to swerve you one way or the other. Because you think these tweets and these opinions are their own. They're fucking not. These people don't have an original thought in their head. 90% of
if they want to get the fucking movie role in the payday they want, they need to.
They have to
get into the same think tank as every fucking buddy else in that goddamn town to get the job they want. Fuck them all.
Well, Hollywood is liberal as fuck, and you think they're gonna get a goddamn gigantic movie deal in the new Star Wars trilogy.
That's my favorite part is Ricky Gervais.
Maybe
Ricky Gervais is liberal as fuck, and he still fucking called them all out.
Yeah, and that's the way. That's how it's supposed to be. That's a real fucking liberal. There you go. Who's not afraid to say y'all fucking idiots. That's fine with me. I am fine with that. That's great. A free thinker.
So it was
somebody who's being honest.
It was like one of their best ratings that they've ever had. He went too far, or I saw so many liberal fucking websites out there. I was just like, oh Jesus, this is gross.
Well, of course he went too far. He didn't bury the pedophile story like ABC had the balls to do, because that's what was important.
For 3 years, yeah.
For 3 fucking years, you worthless pieces of shit.
It's gross.
If you're ever arguing with somebody online and they say, oh, here's a link, or here's my source, here's data that proves it, and they link to anything ABC related, you have my permission to call them a pedophile piece of shit.
just no matter what it is.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna use anything ABC owned or operated or related,
they bring a story of a firefighter rescuing a cat from some old lady's tree, you'd be like, oh no. Hey. Oh no, that's from ABC. Fuck you, dude. You're a fucking child predator motherfucker.
Defending piece of shit because you're using ABC. So fuck you, ABC. Am I the only one who feels this way?
I think no. I think they're all that way. The ABC just got caught. They got they got caught with a hot mic. All of them are like that.
That's
fucking
the problem.
Every one of them are like that.
There you go. That's the problem. That's like I said earlier. Like, you're defending one politician while you're defending this guy, you're attacking this guy, and they're all just worthless pieces of shit. Even if they weren't before they took office, eventually. Yeah. The higher they get in the office, in the chain,
you know
the worse it gets.
You know what the best part about media right now and a lot of these organizations is they get a lot of their information from independent reporters who work for multiple sources.
Who aren't biased or
well regardless of that, here's the what's happening right now. So a huge chunk of these news organizations, your online ones, are based out of California. Well, California passed a law, labor law, so like Uber drivers can't be an independent contractor anymore. You have to be employed or whatever your status can be. Like, you know, in most states you can have a full-time job and you know, go do Uber whenever the hell you want to, or do Lyft or whatever, but not there. You have to file status with that company now. So it's killing independent contractors, which is most of the news media. So now if a news organization, say like Vox, VOX, decides, oh, well, normally I use a couple of people's articles for stuff like this, and they have like 30 or 40 people they might get 1 or 2 articles from a month. No, they don't employ them people, so they can't use their articles anymore. So like media on that aspect, they fucking just ate themselves alive again, because that's what the fucking extreme left loves to do, is just eat shit all day until, you know, that's about all they do. But they went too far. Like, and then they start fucking eating themselves from within at a certain point. And now, like, they're killing entrepreneurs, they're killing independent sources and independent media. And, you know, it hurts good people, but it mainly hurt their own people. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you pass this law? Why are you okay with this? They even wrote articles about how great it was. I'm like, hey, asshole that wrote that article, do you have a job now? Probably fucking not. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, did you really like look into it, or did you just go, you know what? The people that I think are really cool like this, so I like it too. Yeah, that's what you did, because they virtue signaled to you enough to where you just go, oh yeah, whatever you say. Is Obama on board? Fuck yeah, let's do it. Like, that's what they fucking do, man. It's like, read. Fucking
Other times I'm like, no, you're not looking at this as a whole. If you look at this from a different perspective, you can see it from both sides, and that's the only way to form an opinion, is by looking at something from each side. And people don't like doing that shit, and it drives me fucking nuts. I do that with everything in my everyday life. I look at
like to
every
look at
situation.
it from, like, I get that way too, where like we all have it. We're all, you know, quick to go, oh no, that doesn't, because we all have our own beliefs and our own thoughts and how we
everybody's
would
quick to judge.
Right.
It's in our nature.
So that's why I'm like, when I hear something, I'll either go, nope, that's wrong, or yes, I like that. But then I have to go, wait a minute, like, let's look at this. And so wherever my thought comes from, maybe I'm taking kind of a righty point of view or maybe a lefty point of view, because yes, folks, I'm pretty much down the middle, believe it or not. So I'll go listen to, you know, some far left commentary and search for it on YouTube. And then I'll find some far right commentary and see what they're saying about it. And then usually I'm like, okay, when I can see both sides' point of view, you see the holes in one or the other, and you can start to say, okay, my original opinion, okay, it may align with theirs, but I can see the holes because I listened to the left. You know, I agreed with the right guy at first, but then I listened to the left, and yeah, there's holes in that I didn't think about at first. And then you can kind of, you know, in your own head, form your own opinion about what's actually right when you get all the facts. Now, the thing is trying to find a lefty that's telling the truth and a righty that's telling the truth, because half the time they're both full of shit. So that's where you got to
good luck with that. You got to figure out a formula where that. Wow.
You limit your sources, my friend. You limit your sources. You have to find people that you trust that are 90% of the time are right, which is hard to do. And he's trying to shut this down. Supposed threats, which from what I understand were memes. Somebody like put a meme out that
that's
he's taken as a
soft
threat.
Side of it. Right, that's the soft side of it, is the social media memes, right? But then there's going to be the other side of it, where it is the loon who will take it too far and will use a firearm to try to intimidate a government official into stepping down from this issue, because they're afraid that their gun is going to go away. There's going to be at least one in the crowd, because this thing's gained a lot of traction. There's going to be a lot of bodies at this, right? So I can't really blame them for not wanting a bunch of citizens trying to promote free carry firearms, bringing their firearms to a government area where government officials are going to be. That's scary too. Like that's just as scary as the government coming to take your guns. We could see a bad deal happen if people get as freaked out and spooked as some people are suggesting.
I don't think it's scary. I think most people are gonna, the ones that are gonna show up to this and actually be, you know, protesting this. It's almost like it's just like bringing like the. I'll bring it together like this. So you seen the signs of those that are protesting that they should be able to have abortions, and they put up those god awful signs and show them to your kids, right?
Right.
It's I don't want to see them. I don't want my kids to see them. I respect your right to protest, but you know what? That is your right to make that sign and protest what you want. And, you know, and the way I look at it is, fuck, I should have known there was a protest today. I should have just drove around that shit.
Right.
Now, if they want to protest because somebody's taking their gun rights away, the Second Amendment is very clear on a lot of stuff, and it's interpreted a little bit funky depending on what side of the aisle you're on. But the fact that not only is Governor Northam going to try to prevent the citizens of Virginia from protesting the way they want to, and it's not much, like, I get it, it's a mechanical weapon that can do harm, but that's what they're fighting to
Why
keep.
do you need a gun to protest on government property?
Why do you need a sign?
what more is a gun gonna do than a sign?
What more is a sign gonna do?
There you go. So why would you need something that can actually shoot somebody in the heat of the moment?
I could stab you with the picket sign.
Peaceful protest. You could.
So how about
why would you need the gun there?
You don't need the gun there. It's a symbol. So if I'm a responsible gun owner, I'm probably not going to have it loaded. I'm probably not going to like be ready to shoot somebody. Though. What is the point?
That's hardly the point. The point is you could draw a fucking picture of a gun on a sign. That gets the point across just the same. You don't need a gun there because the gun is there as a symbol of intimidation if you're at a supposed peaceful protest in support of your right to bear arms.
That's
exactly what it is.
In a way, it's freedom of speech, in my opinion. Of you want to take this away from me, come get it.
Your freedom of speech is your protest. That's why you're there. That's your freedom of speech. You don't need an equalizer to intimidate to get your point across.
Well, the police will have guns.
Yep, and they are supposed to. That's the standard that we are in society. The police have the guns. They're the force.
What's the Second Amendment's purpose for allowing us to have guns as citizens?
The Second Amendment is supposed to give us that ability to have guns and own guns, right?
For what
purpose?
Do
we need them at a protest at a government facility?
Well, for what purpose?
Is it necessary?
What purpose are... I'm still trying to get my preface here. What purpose are we allowed to have guns as a people?
I understand your point, and I'm not disagreeing, but it's unnecessary to have the gun there.
So if you're at the government is trying to oppress the citizens of Virginia right now, and those citizens are looking at the Second Amendment, and the Second Amendment says pretty much, to avoid being oppressed by anybody, whether it be a government or a tyrannical.
You're allowed to have guns to prevent the government from taking your rights.
And now the government's trying to take your rights. So what do?
Well, do you go to the government's door with a gun and try to instigate it? I guess you can.
They're asking for it.
It's not going to go well.
This is so dangerous. So like we have
Let me put my tinfoil hat on for a second.
Knock it out, brother. Knock it out. I got a lot on this one.
Because I think it's pretty well understood idea that the right uses fear-mongering to rile up the gun nuts. Is that not understood as kind of commonplace?
I would agree, and the right gun nuts that are out there, or I'm not a gun nut. Like, hey, calm down. Like, it's just a label. Fucking move on. You've been called worse.
Right. All right. Right. Would you also agree, even to a small degree, that maybe the left uses the same talking points and fear mongering to rile up the gun nuts in the hope that one of the gun nuts goes off and does something stupid, like takes the governor by force with a firearm, kidnaps him, gets that extreme situation so that they can go and say, look, we clearly need to confiscate weapons from the public because these people cannot be trusted with them.
Yeah, they're
Do you not think that maybe the left wants that to happen so they can use that as proof that we need to take guns away?
In a way, I think that's kind of where I was alluding to. I think you're right. I think what typically happens when you have this like battle for an idea, like if you and I just can't agree on something, we'll draw a line in the sand and we both agree we won't cross that line. Now, sometimes people are assholes, and I might draw that line right in front of your goddamn feet, so you have nowhere to go. What are you going to do? You're going to cross a goddamn line. And that's what like you just said, that's what the left's doing. They are drawing that line so goddamn close to the right's feet. They know they're going to trip over that son of a bitch. And they're going to be able to have, they'll hand them a towel and be like, you have egg on your face now. You better wipe this off because you got some problems there. And this is why we're doing this. Now you understand, like, and it's going to try to gain support for sympathy, but they're going to, as you're alluding to, they're going to provoke it while trying to make themselves look like a victim.
like, obviously hunter safety is so damn important if you're going to teach your kids how to hunt. You can't just turn an adult loose in the world and expect them to go out and hunt on the spur of a moment without any proper training with a weapon or going out and doing it first, because that's just stupid. You're handing somebody who's completely green a weapon, and now they have to own that weapon to operate it. They can't learn the ropes, take driver's ed, if you will, to get familiarized with a weapon before going out and using it. That's insane to me. Is it not?
Yeah. So that's I get where you're going with that one. That one's probably not the most, like, I think, like, why are they trying to pass these bills?
They're towing the line, like you said.
Yeah, for sure. And then the last one was you can only purchase one handgun every 30 days. Like, what good is that going to do?
I have zero problem with that, because who does that
I
affect other than a dealer, like a
right,
private
right.
arms dealer?
Right. I honestly, personally, I honestly don't care about that one so much, but,
No.
and I don't know a lot of people that would affect, really. I don't know. I have nobody in my circle of people that go, oh, I need to go buy 10 handguns today. Unless they're
Yeah.
maybe a collector and I just don't know. But so, like, I don't see a big impact there, but you can buy one handgun every 30 days. So if I'm going to be some crazy nut job, and by the way, most mass shootings happen with handguns. So you can still purchase handguns, but only one a month. Okay. So I can
That's still
plan.
12 a year.
So in theory, not doing this, folks. I'm not a crazy nut job. Got to put that disclaimer out there. But in theory, I could plan out an attack in 6 months and end up with 6 handguns.
Right.
That are semi-automatic and could easily just do as much damage as an AR-15, or what they call an AR-15. It's really not an AR-15, but assault rifles aren't real, folks. But fucking, I've heard every goddamn argument in the world. But why would you go to a God-given right of the freedom of speech shall not be abridged to the Second Amendment? Like, why would that be number 2? And then why would illegal search and seizure be number 4? Like, you start, like, breaking down the order of them, and some of them, like, you're like, it's kind of random, but then you look back at the times of the day, you understand it a little bit more. But yeah, you need to be able to speak your mind and tell your government to fuck off, and then you need to be able to protect yourself from those people. That's how I looked at it. And that's how I interpret it today, is I have the right to tell, whether it be Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump, I don't give a fuck which one, if they do something that infringes on my rights that are given to me by God, I can tell you to fuck off and I can protect myself from it.
Yeah, that's 100% right. Why those are put into place to begin with.
So then
the interpretation's the same.
Then why is it okay for Virginia to start chopping slowly away? Because you know how these go. We all know how this goes. Okay, I'm going to put a limit to 1 gun a month. I'm going to have you register. I'm going to have you do this now. And then it starts adding on slowly and slowly until eventually you don't get to do shit. Am I wrong?
No, and that's the flip side to it for me. Like, I'll be honest, like, this whole discussion, I'm actually making a conscious effort to get on the other side of it, because we need that other side of it in the discussion. I own guns. I will own more guns. That's fine with me, because I live in rural Nebraska, where, you know, the Second Amendment rights are pretty well protected for now. But so I have to be on the other side of this debate. For me, I guess the clear thing on why they are allowed to do this and take these rights away and change what our rights mean and change the interpretation, it's just like evolution in my eye. These were brought to light and given to us as rights in the 1700s we're now in the 2000s. Things have changed dramatically, and we are on such a different trajectory as a country than we were in the 1700s. We are in such a weird place as a population than we were when we founded the country. Like you said, you look at the order and you look at the wording, it fit the time. You look at the time now, we're in a crisis amongst ourselves, being ourselves alive as a country. So, what other purpose does the government serve than to serve us? Like, that was the entire reason for the government. They were supposed to govern us, but we were supposed to be able to prevent them from stepping over their boundaries, right? That's the amendment. That's why we have them. But we put them in place to govern us. And we're getting to that point in society where we can't govern ourselves. We need the government to do something about some specific issues. Is gun rights one of them? Is gun violence one of them? Yes, but not everywhere. It's such a gray area. And this touches on the culture thing, because culture is so different state to state, town to town, coast to coast. So, and that's why it makes it so interesting. With Virginia's doing this, obviously, because it's a blue state now. They're going to do it because they can get away with starting the footwork for this. So, is that going to happen in Nebraska? Fuck no, it's not going to happen in Nebraska. Is that going to happen in Texas? Probably not. Is that going to happen in fuck yeah, it's going to happen in California, because it's already happened.
Already happened, yeah.
So, it's a cultural thing for me. It's a product of the times. Like, there probably are things that need to change, like it or not. Does it fuck with our rights? You damn right it does. Is that right? No, it's not right. But we got to do something, and nobody has the answer, no matter what they say. Nobody has the answer. There's no answer that makes everybody happy. Somebody's got to just bite it and suffer for the greater good. It's just a matter of who's going to take the bigger bite.
Yeah. And a lot of this conversation, I think back to what Phil always talks about, that we're in the midst of a cold civil war. I think we have been for quite some time. I agree with
absolutely.
Him on that. This whole Virginia thing in the protests that are about to happen, keep your ears to the ground, folks. If they're it's about to go cold to hot. You asked, what is the government's job today and what are they to serve? Their job is to keep us safe. We elect congressmen and senators and presidents and governors. Their job is to allow us to be free, prosperous, and to keep us safe.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I've ever looked at in any leader, no matter who I voted for in the past. That's all I ever looked at. I looked at their policies and said, yeah, I think we could thrive under that. I think they could keep us safe there. And they fucking lie to you every time. Every fucking one of them, including Donald Trump. Donald Trump hasn't kept all of his promises. He has gone. He's actually got more troops in the goddamn Middle East right now. And I know a couple of people right now are probably triggered because I always defend Trump, but no, like the last fucking month has pissed me off. We have no goddamn reason to be doing a lot of the shit we're doing right now. Whatever, kill Soleimani. I'm good with that. Why do you have to send more troops over there? Like, fucking do what you said you were going to do. We are feeding the military industrial complex and this fucking goddamn giant of I don't know if I want to get into this goddamn mess. You guys are gonna fucking hate me after this. I was actually watching Jimmy Dore. He's pretty progressive and super lefty. He's almost communist, but he's funny. He is really, really funny. So I do watch a show. So Tony, I try to keep it diverse. I keep a diverse thought process. I watch the righties, I watch the lefties, and I watch them both on comedy as well. But he made a really good point, and he's very, very critical of the Democrats, even though he is very lefty. But he was like, why didn't Nancy Pelosi try to impeach George Bush? Well, Julian Assange came out with documentation that in 2002, the Bush administration let Nancy Pelosi and senior Democrats know that they were torturing people and waterboarding people. So she was complicit. And so then when the Democratic Party, you remember back in the 2000s, they're like, why aren't we impeaching George Bush? This is a war crime. We need to impeach George Bush. They wanted to do it then. She was like, it will not happen. We are not doing this. Well, he uncovered that through the Julian Assange stuff. And he's like, that's exactly why she wouldn't do it then. She was complicit. She knew it was happening. She didn't do anything about it. So now she's not complicit on, I don't know what she would be complicit on because nothing really fucking happened, but sorry. Side note. I had to get that one out. That was like fucking front of mind. I watched that shit the other night and I was like, yep, that makes sense. Fucking makes sense.